Let's take a look at weapons in Genshin Impact. There are 5 rarities of weapons in the game, but really only the 3-star rarity and higher will matter for the long term. 5-star weapons are quite uncommon, and realistically speaking, for the average player, you will want to aim for more reasonable 4-star weapons for the most part. While you can get the occasional 5-star weapon, such as from the standard banner or from wishing directly on the weapons banner, you really have to go out of your way to do that, so you will not encounter them very often if your main focus is on getting other characters. You can get many 3-star weapons from wishes, but there are some that are exclusive to treasure chest rewards that you find in the game, and these are very limited in quantity. Some of these special 3-star weapons are sought-after weapons for certain characters, such as the recurve bow for Siegeween, or the white tassel polearm for Cyno. So you should be sure to keep these special 3-star weapons that you get from treasure chests in your inventory in case you will need them for certain characters. Once you start getting 3-star weapons regularly, it is recommended to keep the auto XP setting that you find in the weapon ascending menu to only use 2-star weapons and below for experience. In other words, you want to keep all your 3-star and higher weapons. Using weapons for experience gives a negligible amount compared to using the weapon experience crystals, and so you are much better off having the weapons on hand for 3-star and above. 2-star and 1-star weapons are not very useful in the long term, so these are safe to use for experience in ascending weapons to higher levels. There are many different ways to get weapons in the game. In addition to treasure chest rewards and wishing, there's also limited time event weapons that you can only get at one point in the game while the event is going on. Once the event ends, these weapons do not come back, so you want to make sure to take advantage of them while you are playing. You can also get them from forging blueprints that you find in Blacksmiths in various areas of the game. There are a few weapons that are exclusive to the fishing minigame system, and there are some blueprints that you can get as special quest rewards. What ends up being most important about each weapon will really depend on the specific character that you are using it on. This is where online guides can really help with understanding why a character works the way that they do, and why you want to select a specific weapon for them. There are 2 ways of strengthening weapons in the game. Weapon Ascension, which is leveling the weapon to higher levels, just like with characters, and Weapon Refinement. Weapon Ascension requires specific enemy drops, and will vary on a weapon-by-weapon basis. It also requires Weapon Ascension materials that you get from domains, but these are only available 3 days per week and are based around the resin system. Weapon Refinement, on the other hand, requires multiple copies of the weapon to be sacrificed in order to empower a single copy. The exception to this would be for limited event weapons and the fishing system exclusive weapons, which have separate refinement materials that you would use instead of multiple copies of that weapon. If you look on the weapon refinement screen, you can see the text that is shown in blue on its description of the weapon's ability is what will be modified by refinement levels of that weapon. You can preview whatever the boosted effects will be from the next refinement rank up via the refinement screen, and you can do this even if you can't refine that weapon yet, so you will at least know what the benefit will be that refining it to the next level will provide ahead of time. The max refinement level for a single copy of a weapon is 5. You can see the current refinement level of your weapon easily via the weapon's icon in the inventory menu, or by looking at the details pane when the weapon is selected. Weapon refinement is especially good to do for 3-star weapons that you get from wishes. Since you will get many copies of these, it can be easy to refine them to their maximum potential. Over time, you will have multiple refinement level 5 copies of 3-star weapons from wishing. Refining 4-star weapons and above is more of a personal choice, so it's up to you. Some weapons will benefit greatly from it, but it may be more important to have multiple copies of 4-star weapons to use on more than one character rather than worrying about refining one copy to higher levels. For a personal example, I like to keep one spare copy at a minimum of each 4-star weapon that I get from wishing, and any additional copies that I get beyond that I will use to refine from there. This way, if a character needs one of those weapons, then I have one that I can equip them with, and I will at that point stop refining until I have gathered another spare copy to set aside. This ensures that I am never caught short when a new character needs a particular 4-star weapon, and I can still refine and empower existing 4-star weapons from time to time as well. Some players, on the other hand, prefer to just focus on refining a single copy of a weapon all the way to its max refinement level 5, and they will share the single weapon between all their characters that need to use it. This approach has the advantage of being able to more easily refine a weapon to its maximum amount, and it does work well in most cases, except when two characters that both need the same weapon are on the same team at the same time. Whichever approach you take is really up to you, including if you make your focus solely on getting as many 5-star weapons in the game as you can. But realistically, the 4 stars are probably going to be what most players will have available that will serve as reliable weapons for most of their characters. So aiming for those from wishes is a reasonable goal for the short term, and you can make 5-star weapons more of a long-term goal. If you found this video helpful, please consider leaving a like and maybe subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and check out some more recommendations for my other Genshin Impact tutorials. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.